Welcome to your 30-minute stretch. Make sure you've got some room around you, make sure you're relatively comfortable, make sure you're relatively warm as well, so if you need to pop a jumper on, please feel free. And we're going to start with our setup. So we're going to have our feet roughly underneath our hips, knees nice and spongy, pelvis is level, we're not kind of hiking from side to side, belly button's pulled in a little bit, we're nice and tall through the spine. We're going to take some deep breaths in through our nose. We're going to pull our shoulders up as we do this, and then we're going to push them back, push them down, and breathe out through our mouths. So in through the nose, out through the mouth. So just relaxing that heart rate, relaxing the body. Really nice, deep, full breaths in. I'm going to do 2 more. And then slide those shoulders down the back. Fantastic. We're going to have our chin parallel to the floor, and then all we're going to do is turn the head from side to side. Okay, we'll go 1 more each side. And bring it back into the centre. And then we're just going to drop the head from shoulder to shoulder. We'll go 1 more each side. I'm going to bring that back into the centre. And we're going to do a lateral flexion. So we're going to imagine we've got that pane of glass in front and behind us. And we're going to slide in between those 2 panes of glass. We'll go 1 more each side. And finish that back in the centre. And we're going to do our bow and arrow for our rotation. So I want you just to bring your arms up to shoulder height. And we're going to breathe in. On our out breath, we're going to bring our elbow back down towards our waist. We're going to keep that movement going as we twist our shoulder back as well. So a nice rotation through the midsection. Bring that back up, other side. So breathe in, breathe out, bring that elbow down, rotate that round. Think about keeping the hips nice and still. So we're really trying to get the rotation into the spine. Go 1 more each way. Bring it back into the centre. Bring those arms down. Then we're going to do our roll downs onto the floor. So I'm just going to turn around so you can see me. Make sure the feet are roughly underneath the hips still. You can take them a little bit wider if it's more comfortable. We're going to lengthen up. We're going to breathe in. On the out breath, place our chin onto our chest. Start to roll down through the shoulders, roll down through the spine. Bend those knees. Take it as far as you can that first time. Breathe in when you get there. And breathe out to slowly roll that back up again. So vertebrae by vertebrae, restacking. In at the top. Out and away down. You can maybe take it a little bit further each time. I'm going to do 2 more. On the second one, we're going to finish down. I'm just going to pop a bend in those knees. If you can, place your hands on the floor. If you prefer, you can place each hand on each elbow. But just relax the head, relax the shoulders. And you should feel a nice decompression through the spine. When you're ready, I'm going to bring this down onto the floor. I'm going to do a seated spinal twist. So, if you like, you can have your legs crossed if that's comfortable. If you prefer, we're going to have one leg crossed in front and we're going to have the other knee up and crossed over. And it's up to you if you can bring it in further, you can bring it in, you can have it just kind of in front. Think about trying to keep both the bum cheeks on the floor though. And the leg that's in front, so whether it's down here or whether it's up here, we use that opposite arm and we're going to hug that leg in. We're going to twist our chest towards that leg. We use that other hand to take that behind. So we've got a nice spinal twist, a bit of a glute stretch as well. So just take some nice deep breaths here. When you're ready, we're going to twist this back round to the centre. We're going to keep the legs where they are, but we're going to twist the body the other way. So twist the shoulders round. We use that arm on the front of the leg this time. Take that other hand behind, make sure we're nice and tall. When you're ready, bring that back around to the centre. We're going to switch the legs over. So if you have got them crossed in front, just cross the other leg in front. If you want, you can bring that foot over. Make sure those bum cheeks are flat. I'm going to twist that same way again. So the leg that's up or the leg that's in front, opposite arm, hug that in a little bit. Take that hand round, lengthen that up, twist through that. behind to the centre. We're going to twist the other way. So keep those legs where they are. Place that hand on the front of the leg. Twist that behind. When you're ready, we're going to bring that back into the centre. We're going to uncross those legs. We're going to take them out in front of us. We're going to have the legs as straight as we can. I'm going to lengthen up through the spine. So we're going to do the beach ball stretch. So this is going to stretch kind of the upper part of the back and the hamstring. So it's a little bit different to a forward fold. You can imagine we've got a beach ball in front of us. We're going to place our hands onto the beach ball. We're going to breathe in. On the out breath, we're going to roll the beach ball forward and we're going to stretch the shoulders forward. So I want you to try and keep the belly button back a little bit. So we're not leaning the whole body forward. Let me show you from the side. We're not kind of leaning the whole body forward, just leaning the top forward. So you'll really feel a stretch down the back here. You'll still feel it in the thighs and you'll feel it in those shoulders as well. A nice deep breath in here. And on that out breath, roll that beach ball back again. Fantastic. We're going to do it 2 more times. So make sure we're nice and tall. Place our hands on that beach ball. Breathe into the nose. On the out breath, stretch that away. Pull the belly button back. Nice deep breath in. On the out breath, bring that back up. Fantastic. And bring the hands down a second. Get one more last time. That didn't make sense. One last time. We're going to place our hands on that beach ball. We're going to breathe in. On the out breath, roll that away. Nice deep breath in. And on the out breath, bring that back up into the centre. Fantastic. Well done. So this time we are going to do our forward fold. So we kept the belly button back. This time we're going to try bringing the belly button forward. So make sure you're nice and upright. I tend to just kind of pull my bum cheeks back. Make sure I'm nice and tall. And you can keep the legs apart a little bit or you can bring them closer together, whatever's most comfortable for you. Just place the hands lightly on the outside of the legs. And you're just going to spider the fingertips down there a little bit and think about bringing that belly button forward. So you think about keeping the head up a little bit and the chest as well. So we're not kind of bringing it down and just kind of falling down into our own lap. We're thinking about slowly lowering that. So we're really going to get the most out of the back of these legs. And don't worry if it's not too far. Just take some nice deep breaths wherever that is. If you can, breathe into the nose. Every time you breathe out, think about just slowly lowering the body down towards the legs. So really deep breath in. On the out breath, just relaxing that down. I'm going to hold it for 2 more breaths. And then when you're done, just roll that back up. Okay, so we are going to do a quad stretch now. Now, depending on how your knees are, we've got 2 different options. We can do this lay on the floor, or we can do this knelt up. So we'll do the kneeling one first. If it's too much, I'll show you the lay down one. So I'm just going to bring those legs underneath us. I'm going to take the knees apart a little bit, so we don't want them too close. We're just going to have the bum on the feet. We're just going to take the hands back behind us, and we're going to lean this back as far as we can. So think about pushing the knees down into the floor as well, because the knees will start to want to lift up. So bring those down, and you should feel the stretch in the front of those quads there. If it's comfortable for you, you can bring your elbows down to the floor as well. You can increase that a little bit more. Now, if that's too much up there, you can bring this down to the floor. You can place your hand underneath your forehead. You can grab your foot and you can bring the foot in. So if that's a little bit more comfortable for your knees, you can do it that way. You can always do both at the same time as well if that's comfortable. You can just place the side of the head on the floor. So depending on where you are and what's comfortable for you. So whichever you prefer. If you are holding just one of the legs, just make sure you swap those over. You can place the hand underneath. I'm going to hold them for 2 more breaths. And then release that down. If you are up on your knees, you can just bring that back up as well. Fantastic. So we're going to do our hip flexor stretch next. So we're going to come up into a high kneeling position. Knees are going to be roughly underneath the hips, so we don't want them too close together. So just take those apart a little bit. We're going to stride that foot out in front of us. And you want to try keeping it where it is. So we don't want to be bringing the leg back in towards us. So think about keeping the heel where it is. We're then going to start to bend that knee, keep the heel flat, place the foot down, drive the hips forward. So you've got a nice long lunge. If you're here and you bring the leg in, you kind of stop yourself. So take that leg as far as you can, bring those hips down. You should feel a stretch into the hip flexor, into the abdominals, maybe also back into that quad and into that front leg as well. Just place the hands on the thigh to support yourself. And just take some nice deep breaths. Think about sinking that down to the floor. When you're ready, I'm going to place the hands onto the floor if that's comfortable. So you want them just inside that leg. Again, just take some nice deep breaths here. You'll feel that stretch maybe intensify more into that front leg. If you can, if it's comfortable, if you want to, you can place your elbows on the floor as well, but please don't feel the need to do that if it's not comfortable. Take some nice deep breaths. Bring that back up to the centre. You can just walk the hands back up. We're going to pop that knee back down. Nice tall position. We're going to do the other side. So we're going to stride that leg out in front of us. And take it out to the side slightly as well. That'll give you some good balance. Keeping that heel where it is. We're going to bend that knee. We're going to place that foot flat. So don't bring that foot in towards you. Keep that as far away as you can. Bring that down. Place the hands on the thigh to steady yourself. And just take some nice deep breaths here. When you're ready, we're just going to place our hands onto the floor, just inside that leg. And again, if you feel comfortable, you can bring those elbows down to the floor, but only if it suits you. Take some nice deep breaths. And hold it for 2 more breaths. And then we're going to push that back up. Fantastic. Bring that back up. We're going to roll this down onto the floor. So I'm just going to turn this over. And roll that down. Make sure you've got a little bit of room either side of you. We're going to start with our hip rolls, and then we're going to finish with our spinal twist. So our feet are flat on the floor, roughly hip distance, knees are bent up. I'm going to interlace the fingers, place them onto the bottom of our rib cage. Elbows are going to be lightly on the floor either side. Just going to make sure the upper body's nice and still. I'm going to breathe in. On the out breath, slowly take those knees across, just as far as you can that first time. Bring that back into the centre. I'm going to take them all the way to the other side, just as far as you can. Bring those back in, back the other side. You might be able to take them a little bit further this time. Just keep that movement going from side to side. And go one more each side. And then bring that back into the centre. We're going to do our spinal twist. So we're just going to take our arms out to the side. If you haven't got much room, you can kind of bend those arms a bit like a cactus. We're going to cross our right leg over our left, and we're going to let our knees drop towards the left hand side. If you want a little bit more, you can place that left hand on the knee, and you can turn your head down the opposite arm. I want you to take some nice deep breaths here, so in through the nose and out through the mouth. Really inflate those lungs. And hold it for 2 more breaths. Release that hand if it's on the top, and bring those knees back into the centre. We're going to uncross. We're going to cross our left over our right, and then take the knees over to the right hand side. Again, you can place that hand on the top of that leg and turn your head the opposite way. So some nice deep full breaths again, so into the nose and back out through the mouth. hold it for 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, you can release that top arm. Bring those knees back into the centre. We're going to uncross. You're going to take a long body stretch, fingertips to toes. And then we're going to bring our knees into our chest. Wrap our arms around and just rock side to side to release that lower back. When you're ready, just roll over onto your side and push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And just take a couple of breaths when you're here, just kind of bring your awareness back to your body, back to the room. And I hope you enjoyed your stretch. Just drop me a message if you have any questions. And I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.